You know you need to sell your products via email, but you're not exactly sure what to say that'll convince your subscribers to buy. Let's break down what you need to write a successful sales email.
Being an online business owner is full of ups and downs. Some days you can't imagine going back to your 9 to 5, and other days you want to burn your whole business to the ground. We get it.
Welcome to Chaos to Conversions, a podcast of practical, no BS strategies to grow your online business. Each week, we're chatting about launching, copywriting, mindset, and more, so you can make sense of the chaos and do more of what works.
Join the conversation and let's grow together.
Welcome back to Chaos to Conversions. My name is Branda, and today we're going to be talking about sales emails, specifically those that you're going to use to sell your digital products. So this could be a PDF download or some sort of webinar for purchase, something like that. You can, of course, sell digital courses, digital programs, and things like that via email, obviously. But typically those have bigger sequences and launches behind them. It doesn't mean you can't talk about them in a singular email, but I really want to focus on those smaller digital products that you will sell in those smaller individual weekly type emails more often. So you might write these kinds of emails to be a part of your regular content plan, maybe once, twice a month or more. You're promoting a specific product that you have for purchase. Or maybe just every once in a while, you want to remind someone that you have these products available. So you kind of slip them into those weekly emails. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things you want to make sure that you include inside of those emails. There's three specific things I want to dive into, and then a couple of just reminders and things not to forget about when you're writing these emails. So, the first thing you definitely want to include is what I'm going to call the connection piece, because that's just a broad enough terminology. And this is where you're connecting the product to something that the person wants to either help them with a struggle, to meet a desire, or to support them in a transformation. So let's say, for example, that you have a PDF workbook that someone can use for meal planning. We want to think whenever you're crafting this email, what is the messaging point, a connection piece that you want to hit at the beginning of the email? And I would include the connection piece at the beginning. This is how you start. So, for example, with this meal planning workbook, you might talk about the struggle of a busy parent who has a lot going on in their schedule. They just don't have time to sit down and think about the meals. So, having this meal planning workbook will allow them to do things in advance so they can free up brain space during the week. Or maybe it's some sort of desire that they have. Maybe the meal planning workbook is really to help you plan really intentional, healthy meals. And so that's a desire they have for their family or for themselves to eat healthier. And so they can use that meal planning workbook. Or a transformation. Maybe it's for a specific type of person, maybe someone who's trying to lose weight, maybe someone who's struggled with healthy eating in the past. And so you want to help them move from the struggle of I don't know what to eat, I feel like I'm not eating the right things to I feel really good about the foods that I'm putting into my body. So you want to think about those things. I wouldn't try necessarily to hit on all of those items in one singular email. Those could all be three separate emails, really. But think about maybe the common things that you hear from people when they're talking about this product of yours. So again, that meal planning workbook. What are they often saying? What are the testimonials that I'm getting back? What is the problem I'm really trying to solve here? And if it is that struggle piece, then I'm going to try to use that struggle in the messaging of that busy parent or whatever else it might be. I'm going to start the email by talking about that struggle, kind of agitating a little bit. And then, of course, I'm going to offer them the solution in a moment with my product information. But we want to kick it off with that struggle, desire, transformation. You can also use storytelling here. The storytelling can be you personally. Maybe the digital product you created actually started out of something that you were struggling with or something that you desired for yourself. And so you can tell that story, or you could use a story from someone that you've worked with. You can always make up stories too. So if you don't have like one specific person in mind when you're writing the story, or maybe you just kind of want to create this fake person and culminate a couple stories together, if that makes sense, to create this fake person that you're writing this email about and crafting their story, that's fine. It doesn't mean you have to lie, if that makes sense, right? You can use actual stories, but maybe you don't want to, I don't know, throw one of your customers under the bus when you're talking about their struggle with eating or meal planning. So you can use fake names, make up fake details, but that struggle, the desire, the transformation is still real. The story is still real in a lot of ways. So after you create that connection piece, or you have that connection piece, you've started off your email by addressing something that they want, something that they need. You're going to move into the product information. This is the second thing you want to include in your sales email. So we've already agitated something that they are desiring or want. And now we need to deliver the thing and how we're going to help them. So when you're talking about your digital product, you want to make sure you list off things like what's included, what they might walk away with, some of the benefits. You can give details about the product, like what kind of format it's in or how they can use it and who it's for. I know that sounds like a lot of details. You don't need to have like 5 paragraphs detailing all of that. I would actually say please don't have 5 paragraphs detailing all of that. That is a lot. So instead, your product details might sound something like this. If you're a busy parent who is looking for a better way to meal plan, grab my PDF workbook. Inside, you'll find helpful guides like blankety blank, whatever's inside, that will help you with blankety blank. That can be the product information. I definitely think it's important that when you're talking about what's included in your digital product, that you can just list off like, I have this guide and this worksheet or whatever, like list off the actual things, but it's helpful to also say why those things are in there, what is the benefit for them. For example, going back to the meal planning workbook, I could just say there's a 7-day calendar, there's a monthly calendar, there's a list of ingredients, right? And that's great. All those things are included, but I can also mention why. I have a list of ingredients to simplify your thinking during this meal planning process. I have a 7-day calendar to help you get started and a month-long calendar when you're feeling ready to take on everything, right? That wasn't the best detailed ever, probably because I haven't created this workbook, but you get what I'm saying. You want to add on a little bit extra, tell them what the benefits are, tell them why those things are included. What are they doing for them? Okay, the last thing that you want to make sure that you mention inside of your sales email is some sort of social proof. Social proof are those testimonials, those reviews that you're getting from people who have purchased before. People want to know that they're often not the first one buying something, that they're not taking the biggest risk with, is this going to work for me? Is this actually going to be something that is going to be worth spending my money on? And so that's what that social proof is doing for them. It's reassuring them that it is a valuable purchase, that real people have bought this before, and that they weren't, getting gypped or scammed with the thing that they're buying. So social proof is going to be really important to include. You don't have to, again, include a ton, but maybe a quote or two. I personally like to choose a social proof that back up whatever I was using as my connection piece. So, going back to that meal planning workbook, if I'm talking about the struggle with being a busy parent and I just don't have the time to meal plan, then my social proof, it'd be great if I had something that said that. Like I had a mom who sent an email to me saying, this has been really great. It helped me cut down on meal planning time. That would be something I can include in the email. Again, you may be very new in selling this product. You may not have a lot of social proof yet. And so you may not have an exact testimonial or review to match the messaging used at the beginning. That's okay. I think some social proof is better than nothing, but it's great if you can find stuff that kind of matches that messaging point. If you are new to selling this product or you haven't gotten social proof yet, there are some other things that you can do. So you can use social proof from other products that you've sold. Obviously, you want to make sure that you say that it's not for the same product. You don't want to lie. But for example, let's say I have another workbook. This one isn't for meal planning, but it's for household chores. And I can say, here, what customers have said about my other workbook products. And I can use that testimonial. So they're still getting that credibility, that proof that I'm not selling something, trying to take their money and it's something that they're going to download and hate it and not use it. I'm still backing it up. I'm still building that trust and credibility for myself. However, I don't actually have the testimonials that I need right now. Another thing you can do if you don't have reviews or testimonials yet is you can actually just take them behind the scenes. That also helps alleviate some of that anxiety about buying something that you're really not able to see because it is digital. So you could do a quick Loom video, behind the scenes video where you are showing them what the product looks like, giving them kind of that inside peek. So again, it kind of takes away some of that fear of that unknown. Am I going to regret buying this? Even if it's only 5, 6, $7, like that's something that someone could still regret buying. So don't take the price as I don't have to put in as much effort to selling this. Okay, so the three things that we want to make sure we include are the connection piece, the product information, and the social proof. Those are the really big things that you want to have in there. But there are some other items that I would definitely make sure you include. One is having a really clear call to action. So make sure that you're not talking about 10 other products in the same email. You don't have a ton of different links. You have one thing that you're sending your subscribers to, and that is this digital product. Make sure you have a nice, clear, bold button sending them to that product. I would also recommend including some type of image or video. Videos are kind of hard inside of emails because obviously they're not going to play in the email. So they would have to actually click out to load them, but if you have a more detailed product that you think a video would be better, great. If you can put it into a still image so someone can just see it as they're scrolling the email, even better. Be careful with not overloading your email with images. We're not doing like a whole gallery. I would say one or two, totally good. Make a little collage or something if you are just getting carried away with your images. Okay, this was a quick episode today, but I wanted to give you a few things to think about for the next sales email that you write. If you want a helping hand the next time you write a sales email, grab my product promo swipe file. These are 4 fill in the blank product promotional emails that will help you warm up your audience to your digital product, share what's included, and highlight the benefits of using the product. When you grab these swipe files, you get immediate access to Google Docs with both the fill in the blank and example emails. So it makes it a little bit easier to write. You get to kind of compare it to an example I've written for you. If you're interested in these product promo swipe files, grab it from the link in the show notes. Thanks so much for joining the conversation today. If you want to learn more about how we can work together on email marketing, launch copy, or content planning, head to therelevantcollective.com. I'll meet you back here next Tuesday for more practical strategies to take your business from chaos to conversions.